You there! Your knightship! Oh, please, come to our aid! My wife and I are stranded here. Oh, we're refugees, my liege. Two of the far too few souls that managed to escape Hunter's Edge when the orcs invaded. We were hoping to reach Silverglen, but we were attacked by highwaymen. Those devils would have scalped and skewered us if it hadn't been for Alfie. Oh, the brave creature bit one of them in half, though not before being frightfully wounded himself. Oh, it was naught but a small stop for trading folk along the long road south to Sicil. Well, we got along all right, but now our little home's finally been undone. Orcs invaded, and the source hunter who was meant to protect us didn't save a one of us.
Silverglen!
Bravest beast of burden in the borough is Alfie, but the poor blighter's bleeding like a stuck pig and can't move no more. Which means we can't move no more either. Why, it would be folly to abandon a bandit killer in a wood full of bandits now, wouldn't it, your knightship? Besides, all our worldly wealth is strapped to his back. We'd be destitute without it. And yet, we can hardly stay here forever. Silverglen is close enough to see the chimney fumes from here. Mara absolutely refuses to leave Alfie's side, and like I said, I'm inclined to agree with her. If only a stout champion would, step up and lend us a hand. Oh, we'd be mighty grateful if you would escort us to Silverglen, your knightship. For it is our aim to set up shop there. A new smithy in a new town. Without Alfie, though, without the tools he carries, I'd be like a fisherman without his rod, grasping for salmon with his bare hands. Never could I produce the quality of work for which I'm renowned. Our predicament is clear, and the biggest problem is that Alfie's wounds are so dire, no ordinary healing potion will work. He needs... well, I don't know what he needs, but they say miracle cures are produced by the priests of Silverglen. Oh, we are, my liege, though like I said, it would grieve us dearly to leave Alfie behind.
Tito's. We'll be dining on pine cones soon if no one comes to our rescue.
Indeed. He carries your belongings, after all.
Oh, I'm glad you've agreed Alfie needs to be saved before we can depart. Please leave no stone unturned in your search for a concoction that will heal his wounds.
What was that? A bandit? Oh no.
Dearest
It's
Alfie.
nothing but a squirrel.
How brave.
I knew that man, comrade. A fine blacksmith, Bjorn. It gladdens me more than you can imagine to see he and Mara escaped Hunter's Edge. But it's no wonder he blames me for what happened there. Well, it started like any other day, comrade. I told you before, and this much was true. Hunter's Edge was a quiet place. There hadn't been a peep from the Phantom Forest in nearly a century, and save the occasional drunken orc wandering in from the west, there was nothing for any of the townsfolk to fear. I was on patrol one sunny afternoon when I stumbled upon a pair of scrawny orcs building a fire. Bellowed at 'em to get, but they went for their swords instead. Well, I made short work of them, but I couldn't find their tribe insignia anywhere. What I did find was a deep red, apple-sized gemstone in one of their pockets. It was warm in my hand and seemed far too fine a treasure to belong to an orc. You and I both know that now, but then my senses were dulled by years of peace. I'd grown soft. I was foolish. I figured it to be an oversized ruby, and it was the worst misjudgment of my life, comrade. Their kind never did take a shine into such finery, so I assumed it had been stolen for its trading value. I pocketed the gem and planned on sending it up to Academy North for the Order to deal with.
Dear, oh dear, my nerves are all was shot.
All was peaceful back at the village. All was quiet. If only I'd known then. If only I had paid attention, had seen the signs. Night had only just begun to fall when they surrounded us. It could only have been a few dozen, but they swarmed like hundreds. Those of us who resisted were immediately cut down. I watched the blood of innocent villagers spill into the streets. I saw their bodies hit the ground. People it was my job to protect, comrade. I made myself promise that night, comrade. Never again would I let another sign of source pass me by unnoticed. Never again would I fail in my sworn duty. It's a promise I intend to keep. Let's discuss it another time, comrade. It ain't easy for an old bear like me to greet these ghosts. For now, maybe we ought to soldier forward. Plenty to be done around these parts, eh? Ready to advance? Ready to defend?
I can take movement over yonder. Oh, please don't be a bandit. Please don't be a bandit.
Ooh, the pain. Demons take all bandits. I bit one of the buggers in two, and still he stabbed and stabbed before he finally croaked.
I'd add
I
some.
have no idea what I am really, only that I was caught in a snare when I was very little. Luckily, the hunter thought I didn't look quite appetising enough to be eaten, and so he sold me to Mora. Bjorn didn't like the look of me at first, but when I grew strong, stronger than 5 stallions combined, I was suddenly promoted to carrier beast. Were that I was weak, for I loathed carrying things. Bless your heart merely to suggest it, my friend, but you'll need powerful magic indeed to cure this devilish gash. I've heard they dabble in healing rituals in Silverglen, which is, ironically, the very place we're unable to reach, us three.
Oh, how good it is to see a human face in these odious woods filled with nightmares come real. Do forgive me if I seem a bit bedraggled, but we've had a frightful time of it of late. My husband Bjorn's a blacksmith, of some renown as a matter of fact, a favourite with the legionnaires that passed through Hunter's Edge, or used to, I should say. He hasn't a head for business though, and that's where I come in. We made a good living, he and I, in that quiet little town. Orc plunder now. What is there left to say, really? I could tell you it's more wholesome than Sicil, but then the orcs came. I could tell you it's cosy, that the people there are nice, but then the orcs came. All you'll find there now are broken dreams and broken bodies around orcish bonfires. Hunter's Edge? It no longer exists. Oh, I do hope you can heal dear Alfie. He deserves every care he can get after saving us so valiantly. Or perhaps he was just hungry. Still, the result is the same, isn't it?
Please don't leave us to our own devices, your knightship. Heed our call for assistance.
Oh, no! Not please!
No, no! You're hurting him, Sir Knight. Oh, no wizard's tricks will...
I'd add some of these blue mushrooms we saw to this here hodgepodge, but my uncle added them to his dinner once and he saw blue goblins for a fortnight.
What do you say, your knightship? Will you escort us to Silverglen? Oh, it would be a godsend indeed if poor old Alfie could be healed. But...
Ooh, the pain!
Leave us to our own... Please don't leave us to our own devices.
Baking like a
knightship.
cake.
Heed our call for assistance.
What was that? A bandit? Oh.
Sharp weapon deals more damage.
yourselves, Hunter. Shall I start shredding from the top or the bottom?
Never rains, but it pours, eh?
I'll defend you till my death rattle.
A blizzard of blows! What a deluge!
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Into the fray once more. Bless the sun. I am restored.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
I am Grumble. And when I roar, the birds take flight. The airs head for the horizon. The goblins pray to their totems, and the earth itself thinks it's about to quake. So be forthcoming, human, or my roar will shatter your eardrums, and you will meet your death in crushing silence. Broken? What rot? The bridge is perfectly fine. Sturdy as if it was built yesterday. Oh, but you're trying to be clever, aren't you? You want me to turn so you can run without paying. Your tricks won't work, human. Pay, or I'll grind you like leather. We troll, us toll. because our king commands it. All hail! You are unworthy to hear of the king. You must pay to walk his lands. But you must not make him the topic of idle conversation. Fine, I shall tell ya. Our king lives in a great cave here in the woods, by the canyon that leads to the mine. But a mere wanderer won't find him so easily. The cave is here, yeah, but its true nature lies in the realm of fairy. Enter if you must, but only stone will greet you. Magic is needed to see the king, and I have no head for magic. Ask one of the other trolls. Ask Archibald. He's the one with brains, that one. He knows that 3 and 5 make... What 3 and 5 make? Yeah, ask him. 1,000 gold coins buys you passage. Refuse, and I'll pound you so deep into the ground, the moles will take you for one of their own.
Let's teach this here troll there's no money to be had from us.
Those who refuse are my favourites. Time to wrench the life from your weak little frame.
You are a kindling for my triumphant blaze.
I'll make short work of this scum.
is at hand.
In your name. Defend you till my death rattle.
I'll brand you a fine dust.
Stay back, my friend.
Bless the seven, I am restored. Meet your demise! Good as a new penny.
Into the fray once more.
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail? I can only hope this might be a magpie's nest. Freedom from my grasp is but a distant memory. Sweet relief. I feel better already.
have mercy on your soul. Did someone leave an oven door open?
Did you see that? A shadow just sprang to life.
Strange magic indeed. Perhaps we're nearing the White Witch's lair.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized, thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicil drove the snake to her den, and that's where we Immaculates sprang our trap. I am a proud Immaculate, sworn to use my summoner's expertise in service of the goddess's one way and the greater good. Ah, the High Counselor of Sicil. We mourned his tragic death. Yes, every Immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. Still, Source Hunter, I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty. I would be remiss not to do my part to close that terrible chapter of the Counselor's legacy. Go on then, Source Hunter. But please tell no Immaculate I let you pass, or it will be my life.
son of chaos and eternal night, taught by the heavenly muse to venture down the darkest descent and up to reascend. Excuse us. We had something lodged in our windpipe. Oh, somehow we doubt that very much. Have you ever seen a dragon's pajamas? A rat in a Sunday hat? No, Source Hunter. We do believe this life hasn't finished surprising you. Not in the least. It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a gentle, breezy motion against one's backside after all? Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters, and we happen to know just how to remove it. The only trouble is finding the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person to entrust such a secret to. Here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking caps. Perhaps, if you can answer them correctly, we might find you spirited enough to entrust with the barrier's deepest, darkest secrets. But it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. So, do you have what it takes? This is better news than the Orc Queen misplacing her thumbscrew. But enough delays. Let us begin. Your first riddle begins thus. The ravenous brute tore down my chartreuse gown, ripped out my silken hair by its roots, wrenched my children from me, and fed me to the hogs. Who am I?
That's right. An ear of corn fits perfectly.
Bravo, bravo, bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheep in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with silken hair? The fantasies of a fool. Now, on to our second riddle. And this one's sure to stump you. I cannot lie, I cannot lay, but only lie. Who am I?
That's right. A stone fits perfectly.
You've done it again! I'm thrilled. I'm amazed. I'm liable to present the very last riddle. This one will blow you out of your stockings, so hold on tight. I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail, as many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Who am I? Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about space-time. But not you. You stuck it out until the very end, you crafty little so-and-so. So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it, but his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Some call her the Guardian of Lucula, and by our estimations, she's more than earned the title. She's a healing witch, concerned mostly with the safety of the living souls, animals and plants alike, of this forest. And she's been here since even before our great-great-great-great-grandmother, Francisca Toadstool the 44th, can recall. We've long lodged adjacent to her little cabin, and she used to greet us with a "How do you do?" every morning. We do hope she's not entangled in anything unsavory. What a shame it'd be if someone with a penchant for heavy-handed hoe-wielding moved in. Murder? That doesn't sound like her at all, no. Much more interested in patching things up than tearing them down, that one. Then again, it's hard to tell on what stalk a person truly stands until you've seen them at the end of their rope. Isn't that so? We suppose if someone held a sword to our cats, we'd fight them with every last spore we had. Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice Almina were rushing inside, whispering to one another. They seemed rather anxious. Perhaps they knew that those Immaculates were on their trail. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around the cabin. We haven't seen the White Witch or Almina since.